Hi, my name is Blake Huffman. Here's a few things you might want to know about me. I have lived in the suburbs of Ramsey County my entire life. I went to the local schools. I even went to a local college, Bethel, where I met my future wife, Arden Hills native Joy Danielson. We married after our third year at Bethel, and a few years later children arrived. Alex, Noah, Zach, Carl, Eli, and Will. Yes, 6 boys. In the past few years, Alex married Amber, and Noah married Stephanie. Granddaughters Grace and Becca arrived in the years following. All in all, we're a pretty average family. Since college, I worked at various financial institutions, eventually becoming a vice president at Wells Fargo. Wanting to be more involved in the community, I was elected to Shoreview City Council in 1996, and in 2012 was elected to the Ramsey County Board of Commissioners. After serving in the public sector the last 2 decades, one might think I'm well known. Well, that's not the case. So I thought I would create a show that shared with you things that are important to me and others that live in northern Ramsey County, hopefully having a little fun along the way.
Hi, I'm Ramsey County Commissioner Blake Huffman, and today we're at the Ramsey County's newest facility, the Vadnais Sports Center. Today, behind me are boys and girls from Mounds View and White Bear hockey programs, and I thought today we'd just talk a little bit about the program, understand more about the rink and why the Ramsey County bought it. With me today is newly hired Parks Director John Onayagi. John, first of all, welcome to Ramsey County.
Thank you, Commissioner.
You've only been here a couple of months. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Well, I actually grew up in Ramsey County in the city of Maplewood.
All right.
And I grew up playing Keller Golf Course, Goodrich Golf Course, swimming at McCarran's Beach and Jarvis Lake. So that's where I grew up. Went to Kellogg High School, the University of Minnesota. And then I've been in the Parks and Recreation field over 30 years.
That's great. Well, welcome home to Ramsey County. We're glad to have you, John.
Thank you.
So Ramsey County has a long history of ice rinks and skaters and Olympians and all that. Talk about, as we kind of get to this rink, talk about what's our history with ice rinks here in Ramsey County.
Sure. Ramsey County has a long history going back to Aldrich Arena. Aldrich Arena was built in the 1960s, and so it's been around quite a while. And that's hosted some classic historic games at the high school level, college level, and even the professional level with the St. Paul Vulcans. So there's a lot of history. We've got 10 locations and 12 rinks at those 10 locations. So we really are able to serve the wider skating community.
That's great. Tell us a little bit about this rink here. This rink is relatively new. It was a unique situation how it became available. Talk a little bit about that, and maybe along with that the numbers and how it made sense for the county to buy it.
Sure. So the Vadnais Sports Center has been around 4 years. And it was built for a price tag around $26 million. And we were able to purchase it for just under $10 million. And so that alone, that debt service payment that the county will have is much, much lower than the original debt service payment for the original arena. Through our operational savings as well, the county has its own administration, so finance and insurance and things like that are covered under the broader county coverage. We don't have to pay for that within our operating costs here at the arena, as they did with the previous owner. So it's just an overall great deal for the county to get a facility with 2 rinks and a gigantic indoor athletic artificial turf surface.
Sure. Who do you think some of the users of the facility will be as we bring it fully online later this fall?
Right. We've already talked to Mounds View High School that you've talked about, and then White Bear Lake as well. And so those are locked-in contracts. And then the youth associations for this area, they'll all be here as well. So we've got some big users. We're talking to colleges about using the dome. And so we're locking some good regular users that use up a lot of the ice time and the turf time.
Wonderful. You talked about an operational, how we can do things more efficiently. Is part of that mainly just because we have a mass, we have the 10 buildings and the 12 rinks? What are some of those savings that we can pick up from that?
Right. So we've got our own mechanic that maintains all of our Zambonis. We're able to also, if a Zamboni goes down anywhere in the system, we can shift Zambonis around and fill in. We've got our own staff working at all those sites. We've got subs and floaters that can fill in as staff are needed. So it's just a nice economy of scale when you have that many sites and that many arenas where you can do savings on purchasing and
Sure.
all that kind of thing.
Sure. Talk about the staff. I assume the staff is fairly experienced in the ice management area.
Right. We've got a staff full of experts, really. Bill Ross, for example, is just the expert that everybody goes to. Our staff and also other arena staffs from around the metro area are constantly calling Bill and our staff for advice on their own arenas. So we've got a wealth of knowledge with our staff all throughout the system.
That's great. Do you anticipate any changes at the Vadnais rink as it moves from a previous owner to our ownership? If there are any changes, what do you see those being?
Really, there'll be subtle changes. You know, our attention to detail on the arena operation is a subtle difference. I think also we're going to lock in those user groups and get those contracts signed farther in advance, so we know where there's then available ice and turf time for other groups to use as well, farther out in advance.
The whole hockey world, or the ice capacity, is changing with the Coliseum closing earlier this spring. Does that impact how we manage our rinks here in Ramsey County?
It really does. So you're condensing the user groups that once were spread out under more facilities. And so having our 10 sites helps us shift people around so that everybody gets the ice time they want and need.
Very good. Very good. As we talk more about ice rinks and other park areas, John will be a frequent guest on our show because there's, between the golf courses, what we're doing up at the Arsenal in Arden Hills, lots of great things happening in our parks system here. And so welcome aboard, John, and thanks so much for being here today. Hi, I'm Blake Huffman, Ramsey County Commissioner. We're still at the Vadnais Sports Center, and right now I'm interviewing Lalla. Ann is a Mounds View hockey parent and also real active in the Mounds View Youth Hockey Association. Ann, tell me about what this rink means to you and the Hockey Association.
This is great. We are very excited as an association. We've been using the Shoreview Ice Rink, which is owned by Ramsey County, for some time as our home rink, and a lot of times it's made fun of. And this is really a state-of-the-art facility, and we think it's really going to bring a lot of respect to our association because we're going to be playing in a facility where we feel that we can actually compete with other associations.
Do you think most parents in the association are feeling the same way?
The parents are very excited. Really, it isn't much farther distance for them to drive, and a lot of them use the rink here during summer programs. If Moundsview's playing White Bear, we play here if it's their home rink. So really, the parents are excited to come to a facility where they can actually stand in a warming area that is warm. They have a concession stand, and it's really caters to families.
And as a hockey parent, all I really care about is the hockey, the amenities, the beverages, the nice places to sit and all that. This seems to have a much better spot than Shoreview.
It does. It's also good, though, so you can eat before and after the game. But really, Shoreview did not have the amenities that we really needed for families.
Very good. How old are your children?
I have a son who's going to be a first-year Pee-wee, 6th grade, and then my daughter is a 3rd grader, so she has 1 year left in her weights.
All right. Well, thanks for the support.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Kate, is this the first time you skated at this rink?
Yes.
Well, it's really hot outside. How's the ice in here?
It feels cold.
What grade are you going to go into, Kate?
3rd.
And what school?
Turtle Lake.
So you're going to be a 3rd grader at Turtle Lake. And what level of hockey are you going to be next year?
A mite.
Mite. She's going to be a mite. Now, you're out here with a lot of boys and a lot of older kids. Are you having fun?
Yeah.
That's great. Have you had the chance to touch the puck a lot so far?
Yeah.
And have you had to check any of the boys?
No.
Are you going to maybe later?
Yes.
I think that would be good. What's one of the favorite things you like about hockey?
Well, that you can get goals, and I get excited because that's helping your teammates, and I feel really good when I do it.
That's great. What was the team that you played for last year?
I played Mounds View.
That's great. Hey, Kate, thanks so much. Go skate. Hi, we are here with George DeMay, and let me ask George a few questions about his experience at the Vadnais Heights Sports Center. George, it's really hot outside. How's the ice feeling so far today?
Great. Fun to get outside finally. Haven't skated in a while.
Is that right? Do you play a lot of summer hockey?
Yeah, I'd say so.
And I should ask you this, what grade are you going to go into next year?
7th.
And what hockey level is that?
Pee-wee.
So you're going to is that your first year Pee-wee?
2nd.
Second year Pee-wee, and where'd you play last year?
Mounds View, PWA.
PWA. So you should be back on that PWA. Have you skated in this building before?
Yeah, a few times.
What are some of the things you like about hockey?
Aggressive, fast, and sometimes high scoring. So.
Do you know any Olympians? Any Olympians come to mind? Did you watch the Olympics?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite Olympian?
TJ Oshie.
TJ Oshie. How about any other Olympians that come to mind?
Zach Parisi.
Zach Parisi, sure did. So we had a lot of fun here in hockey this year. We had the Gopher Final Four, and you were at that game?
Yep.
Did you go to any of the Wild playoff games?
I went to one. It was Game 5 when they lost to the Blackhawks.
I bet you watched all of them on TV, though.
Most of them.
All right. Hey, George, good luck in hockey next year, and thanks for coming out today.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.